Oh my, these journalists that are really attending the press conference of Mikel Arteta ahead of the game of Brighton have really gone ahead and asked the question that most of the Arsenal fans have been asking yourself about Mikhailo Mudryk. And for the very first time, Mikel Arteta has broken silence on Mikhailo Mudryk's transfer to Arsenal. And I'm going to let you know what he's going to have to say. He has said lots of things about Pele, the late Brazilian players at Arsenal, and how they feel about the late Pele, the GOAT of the game of football. Then we are going to talk about Ronaldo Cristiano. His move to Saudi Arabia is almost closed. He's looking through the contracts because he has failed to get a move, and I don't know what Piers Morgan is really thinking about this, because he's a number one supporter of Ronaldo, and they came out and really told people that he had lots of people that were really interested in him, but right now he's only left with one option, that is Al-Nassr, and that's why Ronaldo is heading to. So anytime from now, a here we go is going to be heard from Fabrizio Romano. And the manager of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, is going to head to really hail or commend a player called Nketiah. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? Liverpool is playing Leicester right now, and by the time the game is done, I'll come up with a match reaction. I think an hour's time from now, I'm going to come up with a match reaction and really put it up onto this channel. So we have lots of things to go on and do. Let's get into the Mikhailo Mudryk situation. Remember, Arsenal put in the first bid, it was rejected. They are now on constant negotiations on a daily, and even Shakhtar has confirmed us that Arsenal is the only team that has gone ahead to go on and really put in a bid for the player known as Mikhailo Mudryk, and Mudryk has won the Shakhtar Donetsk Player of the Year. 2 years consecutively he's winning it. It shows you how talented this guy is. And I thank you for watching the previous video I've really put up. Now let's get into this story. Today, Mikel Arteta, while attending the pre-match press conference of the match of Brighton they're going to play tomorrow, a journalist came out and asked him, Arteta, on if transfer for Shakhtar Donetsk's Mikhailo Mudryk is likely to happen. He said, I cannot talk about players that are not ours. This is something that all managers come out and say, provided the transfer has not yet come to materialization. But we all know the fact that Arsenal submitted a bid of £40 million plus 25 million euros. It was turned down, and they are planning to go in and put in a second bid. So that's what Mikel Arteta is going to have to say about it. But at the look of his face, he was even smiling a little bit as you see him onto the left side of your screen. As you see him, he was smiling. And he was like, yeah, we are in for the player, but I cannot talk about him. The inside of Mikel Arteta, he knows how good, he knows how they are really chasing in for a player called Mudryk, but he cannot come out and really comment about it because it's not allowed, not until a player has agreed personal terms, and obviously he flies in for medical to see to it that he really passes everything at Arsenal. So Mikel Arteta said, I cannot talk about players that are not ours, and Mikhailo Mudryk is really happy because he even went ahead to like a photo or a post of Fabrizio Romano on Instagram that Arsenal have made a bid. And to have seen Fabrizio Romano going ahead to share that on his Insta stories, that Mikhailo Mudryk is really the player of Shakhtar Donetsk for the second time in a row, and he shared it on his Insta stories. And I see Fabrizio Romano commenting a lot onto Mikhailo Mudryk's Instagram posts. So I believe they're having a lot of connection in between the agent of Mikhailo Mudryk and Fabrizio Romano. That's why you see to it that he's the one that is really letting out this story. Even in the summer, he was the one who really told us that Arsenal is looking at a mystery signing. And he knew the name, but he never wanted to let it out. But after other third, second, and fourth tier journalists in the transfers came in through and really hit about the name, he said, all right, that was exactly about the mystery signing I was talking about of Mikhailo Mudryk. That's what Arsenal was really looking for. So anytime from now, I think we're expecting a here we go. I believe Arsenal won't like to play the game of Newcastle without getting this deal done. That's it. But let's wait and see what's going to happen between Arsenal and Mikhailo Mudryk. As the manager says, he cannot talk about players that don't belong to his team. Now, today, there is a big story coming in from David Austin. As you know that William Saliba's contract was going to run out in the summer of 2023. Now, Arsenal have gone ahead to activate the other 1 year, or the option of 1 year on his contract, and now he's going to be at Arsenal until 2024. Who has told us this? It's David Austin, and he has gone ahead to confirm to us that talks ongoing over a new deal. So Saliba is one of the best players or defenders in his age bracket. That's it. Arsenal really want this player is needed at Arsenal. He's really a very good player. Has come ahead and really played lots of games of football, and he really looks great. So although he was really kind of rusty when they are playing the West Ham because he led to that penalty, but obviously they managed to go ahead and really win that game of football. But I believe those 90 minutes ago to when Arsenal was playing for West Ham are really going to help him have a very decent game at Brighton, because for Brighton, they are not going to sit behind like West Ham. For them, they are going to attack Arsenal from the first minute to the 90th minute, and Arsenal is going to do the same. So Mikel Arteta has also gone ahead to say something about William Saliba's contract, because they need the player, they want him to stay. But they told us earlier the reason as to why things are not going on well as planned. It's simple. It's simple that Arsenal are not willing to pay close to 200,000 pounds that Saliba and his agent are demanding for as weekly wages. That's it. But later, they're trying to sit down and negotiate. And Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to confirm us today in the press conference they've held today at London Colney that he hopes so. The question was Mikel Arteta on if the contract talks with William Saliba are progressing well. He says, I hope so. That's more for Edu and the board to discuss with him. But what I know is the player is really happy. The player wants to be here, and that's the main thing. Obviously, Saliba has nowhere to go. However much there are very many other teams that really want him. Him and his agent have to make a very good calculation ahead of their next move, because they might find themselves flopping like other players. So, if you are Saliba and your agent, look at what Arsenal has offered you. Very good chance to play. You are playing at a team that is competing for the Premier League. You are playing in the best league in the world. Why do you have to quit at the age of 21? It's better to play for Arsenal for the next 4 seasons. Around 25, 26, you are sold to another club that might be able to go on and purchase you. But I believe Arsenal is going to be at the helm of football for the next 10 years, because the project they are building is really realistic. Look at their average age. It's really convincing. The goalkeeper is 23. Ben White is 24, 25. Gabriel Magalhaes is 25. Saliba is 21, 22. Zinchenko, 25, 26. Kieran Tierney, 24, 25. Thomas Partey and Xhaka, those are the oldest. Xhaka is 30 years of age. Thomas Partey is 29. I think that's the area that Arsenal needs to go on and deal with immediately. But I believe Thomas Partey, when you look at the way he's playing right now, that he's not even experiencing injuries he used to go on and experience, because ever since he returned in the game of Brentford, he has never gotten an injury. He has been playing each and every game of Arsenal. He went to the World Cup, played the 3 games, he returned. He played 2 friendlies of Arsenal, and here he is playing in the game of West Ham, playing close to 90 minutes, and he's not injured. So I believe he can play for more 3 seasons, but they need another realistic backup for Thomas Partey. That's why they wanted Danilo. Xhaka, that's why they want Tielemans. Then you see they have a very proper plan. Odegaard and Fabio Vieira, all of them are in 24 years, 21 years. Fabio Vieira is 21 and Odegaard is 24. So, Bukayo Saka, 21 years of age. Martinelli, 22 years of age. Gabriel Jesus is 25 years of age. Look at Eddie Nketiah, he's 24, 25. The other player is Emily Smith-Rowe, he's 22, 23 years of age. Look at this player that they want to bring in, Mudryk, we've just talked about. He's 21 years of age, meaning that the squad of Arsenal can be like that for the next 7 years, and they are going to add in more quality. That's why I stand here with authority to confirm to you that Arsenal are going to be on the helm of European football or world football for the next 10 years. That project is just ahead of schedule. Arsenal is not supposed to be competing for the league as far as their plan was. They knew that they were supposed to compete for the league in the season of 2023-2024 because they knew that they would have acquired everything. They knew that in the first 2 seasons of Mikel Arteta, let's work hard and get back to the Champions League. Getting back to the Champions League attracts in more players. When more players come in through, that brings quality. Then as you compete in the Champions League, you are going to compete for the trophy of the Champions League. That was the plan. But today, they are ahead of schedule, and thankfully, they are in the competition of the league. So, how can Saliba leave a team like Arsenal? A team that has a proper plan, and where he's going to? Because this team loves him, he loves it, he supports it, and that's why Mikel Arteta is coming out and confirming to us that the player is really happy. And that's the fact. The player is really happy. The reason as to why he has taken long without putting pen to paper on the contract is simple. The amount of money they want to offer him, they want to give him a salary of £120,000 a week. Saliba wants a salary between £150,000 a week to £200,000 a week, because he will tell you, you are giving Martinelli a salary of £180,000 a week to £200,000 a week. Why not get me that money too? Am I not worth it? And he's right. He's right. He has everything to go on and really talk about it. So I believe he really has the best of the negotiation. He is really lying on the best side of the deal, and Arsenal are really vulnerable. They're in a weak position, because if they don't get him the money he wants, he runs the contract down and he leaves. But I believe they're going to come to a common understanding. Obviously, this contract has to be announced as soon as possible. So Arsenal is working on the contracts of Saliba, Martinelli, and Bukayo Saka. Those two, even that of Aaron Ramsdale, they want to increase the amount of money that he's earning weekly ever since they signed him from Sheffield United. Not so. So after that, Mikel Arteta has gone ahead and paid tribute to the late Pele. And in his own words, this is what he had to tell us about Pele. That everything I've seen on him was through videos and people who knew him personally. He was someone who changed the dimension of world football. He could do a bit of everything. He was probably the most complete player the game had ever seen. It's a big loss. That's what he talked about him. And obviously, for Pele, there is no doubt. In the years when he played the game of football, he was really great. The terms and conditions, the situations, you see, the balls they are playing were hard, the shoes they are putting on. Now the game of football has really gone ahead to turn around. Even when Maradona came in through, the game of football had really started to turn around a lot. So the refereeing, protecting players was not all that a lot, but he managed to score close to 1,023 goals in 1,000 games. It shows you how great this player was and how his name hit every corner of the world. And Mikel Arteta had that to say about a player, about the late Pele. Now, he was asked about how the Brazilian players at Arsenal are really feeling about Pele's legacy, and this is what he had to go on and really tell us. Mikel Arteta told us that we talked about that the other day. Obviously, they are very emotional because he's one of the most popular figures in Brazil. It's a big loss. So Arsenal players are really hurt about it, because Pele is like the father of football. Now, if players that are not Brazilians have gone ahead to feel the loss of Pele, how do you think the players of Arsenal that are really Brazilians are going to feel? Remember, Arsenal has Brazilian players close to, are they 5? All 4. They're having Gabriel Magalhães, they're having Marquinhos, they're having Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Martinelli. 4 Brazilian players at the club. They are really mourning, and the best way to mourn and show the greatness of Pele, I think it's better to go all out and score a goal tomorrow. If at all you are Martinelli, if at all you are Marquinhos, if at all you are Gabriel Magalhães, to score a goal tomorrow while having a shot, while wearing an input, having a photo of Pele on with a word that really pays tribute to him. And I think that's the best way to go. And I believe if at all a Brazilian scores tomorrow, I think we'll go on and pay tribute to a player called Pele. Now, after that, Mikel Arteta has gone ahead to let us know about the stepping up of Nketiah. He said that's what we need from the players. We have a big blow with Gabi. He means Gabriel Jesus, who is injured. Not having him had a big impact in the team, but we always said that Eddie had the qualities. He needed the opportunities to show that, and he did again on Boxing Day. Obviously, he did the Boxing Day, but I believe if Arsenal had another striker, they would have brought him on and taken off Nketiah. The reason as to why Nketiah was kept on the field of play for that long is because Arsenal lacked quality on the bench. But if I thought they had enough quality on the bench, they would have taken him off the bench and brought in another player. So that confirms to you that inside Mikel Arteta knows it, that they need a striker. And Nketiah, good for him to score, building his confidence, going to the Brighton game. But the best way to go on and really do this is to score early. When you get a chance, kill it off, because this is the only chance that he's having. It's the only dying chance. Get the balls, hit, find yourself on target, score goals for Arsenal, such that even when Gabriel Jesus comes back, Mikel Arteta will always trust you that I can put you in the field of play and you really win me the game of football. Even sometimes, if at all he goes ahead and scores these goals, it will be easy for the manager, Mikel Arteta, to start him certain games and really keep Gabriel Jesus on the bench. But I believe if he doesn't go ahead and score against Brighton, then a lot of media is going to come back and critique him a lot, relating to his late goal he scored against West Ham, because the goal came in late. Is it in the 79th minute? That's when he came in through. 68th, 79th, around there. That's where the game came in through. But he needs to come out and score what we call impactful goals. Get Arsenal ahead of Brighton in the first 10 minutes. Then we will know that Nketiah has arrived. I really love Nketiah, but I really want to see him winning and doing the needful for Arsenal, to see to it that he fights for his position. Because if Arteta doesn't do so, even when Arsenal gets in a player like João Felix or Karim Benzema, like I've heard, he's going to be benched, because these players are rid of more quality. And how do you put yourself into a picture to start, or in contention to start for a team called Arsenal every time, even though Jesus is here and any other player or João Felix, is by scoring goals right now. In the game of Brighton and Newcastle, score goals that are really impactful. Don't wait for Saka to score the first goal. Go into that game when you're Nketiah saying, I have to go on and really score the first goal to put my team ahead. Then everyone will know that, all right, the impact of Nketiah has been felt at the club. Now, let's dive a little bit into Cristiano Ronaldo coming out of Manchester United. And he told us that he really had lots of teams that had offers for him, but United denied him a chance to leave. Now, after terminating his contract with Manchester United, I told people, let's wait and see where he's going. No elite team is really looking for Ronaldo, and obviously, guess what he's going? This is really saddening for me, because I love Ronaldo, and his ego has really costed him a lot. Coming out and saying that he disrespected the manager, he doesn't know Ralf Rangnick, you get? That put him out of the shop window. Obviously, the only team that is back for him is the only team that came in to sign him from Manchester United in the summer, known as Al-Nassr. Al-Nassr are closing on a deal to sign Ronaldo, meeting ongoing in order to check all the contract and get documents sorted. Contract to be valid until June 2025. Expected salary close to £200 million per year. Million euros per year, with commercial deals included. That is Fabrizio Romano reporting. Yeah. You see, that fell off is really bad. After Messi winning the World Cup and almost closing the debate of who is the GOAT, this wouldn't have been the move that Ronaldo would have wanted. Ronaldo would have wanted to be playing at the elite teams. But look at teams like PSG, they're having Messi. Ronaldo can't even go to a Champions League team like Napoli or Frankfurt, because I had the sporting director, or was it the director of Frankfurt, that Jorge Mendes was offering him to very many other teams, to teams in Germany, teams in the Champions League, but they turned him down because of what he said. Him walking off the pitch, that was one. And to make it worse, he came out and made an interview that really showed how much ego he owns and how much he thinks is untouchable. So no manager would love to see Ronaldo on his team. Todi Boyeli also has gone ahead to say no to him after a manager called Thomas Tuchel said, no, I don't want Ronaldo. However much you've gone ahead to agree personal terms with him, I don't want Ronaldo here. So it's not all rosy for Ronaldo. He wouldn't love to be in Saudi Arabia, but because of the money he's going there, and no team was willing to offer him a chance to play in the Champions League. So thank you very much for watching in through Ronaldo to Saudi Arabia. What are your thoughts about it? Arteta breaking silence on Mudryk to Arsenal transfer. Then what do you think about Arteta's thoughts about William Saliba and triggering his contract, his one-year option? And obviously he says the player is happy at Arsenal and willing to go on and put pen to paper on another long contract. Thank you guys for watching in through. Smash the like button, comment and share. And I believe we are left with one video. I think one or two. It's going to be that of Liverpool versus Leicester City. The match reaction here is what you're going to come up with. Thank you much for watching. Rokani David is my name. Smash the like button close to 100 times, and don't forget to subscribe. May the Lord bless you abundantly. And guys, don't do what you're not supposed to do. We have to keep safe and healthy to enter 2023 in style. I sign out for now. See you later, my mates.